Hey guys, it's Teresa. Thanks for joining me again on my channel for another video. Today's video is going to be a little different. I want to talk to you guys about budgeting. I'm going to give you a couple of ways that I keep our budget intact and a little bit of our backstory as far as our finances go. I'm a stay-at-home wife. I'm a housewife. I became a housewife a little earlier this year. I was working and I became a housewife so that I could throw myself full-time into my blog and go ahead and pursue my YouTube thing. So I work from home. I do my blog from home and I work with YouTube from home, and the little money that I make is from YouTube and affiliates and my blog, obviously. My husband is an engineer. So obviously he brings in the bacon and I fry it up in the pan. So that's how our house operates. I am the CEO, CFO, you know, whatever you want to call it, of our household, our finances. Our finances have been something that I've thought long and hard about, because when we first got married 3 years ago, finances were a little bit of a strain for us. So I decided to kind of go deep in with it and figure out things that would help us along the way. I'm going to talk to you guys about those things, about the ways that we got to the point where we're not wealthy, but we are by no means living from paycheck to paycheck, and we are pretty financially stable. And that may sound like I'm bragging, and I hope to God that no one thinks I'm bragging, but I really feel like these are things that I wish someone would have told me just straight up. Just give me a little bit of, you know, what you've gone through and the ways that you kind of cut corners. And I think I would have been a lot better at the beginning of our marriage if someone had kind of given me these budgeting tips. Look at how much you make in a month or every 2 weeks, or however you want to look at it. Look at that number, look at your bills, and then set a budget. Normally, whether you make $1 million a year, $100,000 a year, $30,000 a year, unless your bills outweigh what you make, there is a way for you to have a budget. Remember one simple fact. You have money because you budget. You are not poor because you budget, okay? If you have a budget, you will have more money to spend. That's just the truth of it. Pay tithes and offering. Pay tithes and offering. Once you start to pay tithes and offering the way that you're supposed to pay it, you will notice a difference in your finances. If you're not religious, then don't take heed to that. But if you are religious in any way, shape, form, or fashion, pay tithes and offering. Give your 10%, and trust me, the Lord will bless you back with finances. Don't keep up with the Joneses. Keep up with whatever your last name is. I keep up with the Lawsons. Not every other Lawson, but this Lawson, the 2 Lawsons who live in this house. That's who I keep up with. I don't care what kind of car someone else drives. I don't care what kind of house they live in. I don't care how much money they spend on a bag. I keep up with me. I am so cheap, y'all. I do not like spending money on things that don't make sense. I love having good things. I love having high quality purses. I love living in a nice house, but I do not want to pay full price for it, okay? You can always have what you want. You just have to find a way to get it for the best price. That's my next point. Get what you want for the best price. If you go to the car dealership and you want a blue Lexus for $40,000, but they happen to be having a sale on red Lexuses for $30,000, get you a red Lexus. Learn to settle a little bit. I don't mean you want a blue Lexus and then you drive off with a Kia. That's not the same thing. But learn how to settle, learn how to improvise a little bit just to get the things that you want for a better price, and you'll still be happy about that. If you make $2,000 a month, every cent of that $2,000 should be in a place. This goes to my checking account. This goes to my savings account. This is tithes. This is offering. These are my bills. This is my spending money. These are dates. This is for groceries, and this is for household. That's how our budget is broken down. You gotta have happiness in your budget. You gotta have ways to still have fun with the money that is earned, because if you work every day of the week, or you work 5 days of the week and you work 8 hours a day, and then all of your money goes to bills or to doing, even if all your money went to your savings and checking account, you wouldn't be happy about that, and at some point you're gonna start to resent the fact that you work so much. So make sure that you take out some type of money to just have fun with. For us, we take out a certain amount for our date nights. We go on a date every week, so we take out money for date nights, and we also take out money for spending. He has a set amount for spending every week. I have a set amount for spending every week, and that's how it goes. Everyone has some area of their budget where they can cut corners and have a little extra money to put into their savings account. For us, that corner came from our grocery budget. I noticed that we were paying about $200 every 2 weeks for groceries. I was able to cut that $200 down to $85, and sometimes I'm able to get it below $85 for 2 weeks. The extra money from me cutting back on our groceries goes into our savings account. Don't get me wrong, I still buy everything I want with our groceries. I still buy fun food. I still buy snacks, and we just don't spend as much money. How, you may ask? Well, I did a little research. I decided to buy off-brand things and see which brands taste the best. Some off-brand things taste better than the name brand things that you pay so much for. So I buy some off-brand things, and I save a lot of money by doing so. If you want to know a little more about how I was able to cut our grocery bill down, I'll leave a link down below where I did a blog post about that, and it's in a lot of detailing. And I'll also link down below a grocery haul that I did a little while ago. It's actually time for another grocery haul, so that video will be coming up soon. Any bills that can be paid off quickly, go ahead and get those out of the way. We just bought our first house a year ago, and with a mortgage, that's a huge bill. Everyone knows mortgages are expensive. So we tried to pay off our car payments. We don't have any car payments, but we have a mortgage. Along with our mortgage, we have our normal bills. So we paid off one bulk, and so that we could, you know, pay off our mortgage comfortably. Also, we pay a little extra on our mortgage every month so that we'll pay our house off in 15 years instead of 30 years. Try to also keep in mind that the longer it takes for you to pay for something, the more you're going to pay for it in the end. Now I want to talk about a few things that help me keep our budget in check. The first thing is my planner. I write down every bill that we have. I write it on the date that it is due, and I also keep in check how much we pay per month for each bill. This will help you to know what bills are fluctuating and what bills are not fluctuating, and you can also tell if there is like a bracket within a fluctuation. So if you could see that this bill goes from about $100 to $120 and it never goes above $120, you can budget for about $125, and you'll also make sure that you always have enough money in your budget to pay for that bill. This little pouch has been a lifesaver for the budget. In here I have a tab for each of the categories I mentioned earlier, and I also have an envelope for each of those categories. I keep everything I need for those categories in this little pouch, and this keeps us from spending more than we need to spend, because if we don't have the money in this pouch to buy it or get it or do it. We just don't do it. This is gold for us. These envelopes, gold for us. And yes, I am one of those people who will hold up the line and go through my envelopes and pay for things separately just so I can keep our budget intact. Yes, that's me. And I don't care, because this is how we make sure that we have money. I used to be the type of person who would just swipe our card for any and everything, and then I look back and I'm like, wow, I spent $200 this week and I'm not even sure where that money went. I have no desire to be that type of woman anymore. I desire for our finances to be on a good level, and right now it's helping. I hope you guys will find something in this video that will be helpful. If you have any suggestions of things that you want to know more about, please leave it down below. And if you have any questions, leave those down below as well. I hope to do other videos like this on budgeting tips and household tips and just tips in general. And I really hate to say that they are tips, because I know most of you may already know about these things, but it's a little hard to implement them, because I know that it can be really hard to implement a budget into your life if you're just used to spending money, because it was kind of hard for me. But trust me, these things will help you a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Bye!